Welcome to Animal Posse, the podcast dedicated to the people and rescues making a difference in the lives of animals.
Today, I am talking with Lisa of Pet Wants Metairie. Before we get started, I want to share a quick reminder. Lisa is speaking from her personal journey with her own pets. She's not a veterinarian, and nothing here should replace professional veterinary care. If something ever feels off with your pet, your vet is always the first stop. Welcome to the show, Lisa. Thank you for coming on to talk about pet nutrition.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us what was going on with your pet's health that made you feel that something wasn't adding up and that caused you to go more into investigating pet nutrition.
My dog had a mass removed in December of 2021. And come to find out, they did blood work, of course, before the surgery. They didn't tell me she had abnormal blood work. And by February 5th of the following year, 2022, she had stage 5 lymphoma. And I'm like, how come you guys didn't tell me this in November? It aggressively attacked her body. I found it out from a holistic type vet. Her name was Dr. Andrea Segura, and she told me, she looked at all the blood work. She spent an hour with my dog, and my dog was my soulmate. Let me tell you, it took everything inside of me not to lose my mind every time I think about this. I still cry about my dog because she was like the coolest dog ever. She was like a human, and she was like my best friend. And so when I come to find out that part of the reason that she got sick is because of the food I was feeding her, I didn't know any better. And I still carry this guilt around with me, and it hurts. It hurts. So when she passed away that following April, and I was determined to find out what I did wrong and swear that I never did it to another dog again. So I turned around and started learning about pet nutrition. And part of it was just through doing the franchising with Pet Wants. Pet Wants is a company that is very strict about nutrition and freshness of the food. And I like that. So I was laid off from my job last year, and it gave me a severance package. The severance package allowed me to buy into the franchise. And I'm so glad I did. I see a lot of promise in the future. I've only been in business for 2 months, but I've already helped a few dogs, and it makes me feel really good inside. So I finally met the dog the other day, and I was crying. I was like, oh my God, I love this dog. I'm not a vet. I don't know everything, but I do have a team behind me. And if I don't know a nutrition question, I can ask them and find out the answer to the nutrition question. A lot of this has to do with pet nutrition. What we feed our dogs, even the treats, matters. Everything. And so that's what got me into this business. And I'm doing it all in the memory of my dog, Darby Michelle, because she was my angel. And I know she's probably proud of me for doing this. She was only 8.5 years old when she passed away. And that's another thing that hurt. She was too young to die. And I don't want to see my dogs go through that, or any more owners go through that. If there's something I can do to help, I want to help. And so that's why I got into this. And I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did. I've only been in business 2.5 months, but we're growing. I'm going to work hard to make it grow into a successful business. I'm going to work hard to do whatever I can. And right now, we're just an e-commerce type business. I do mobile deliveries. But I am currently looking for a storefront. I'm hoping to get on Metairie Road or Airline Highway around that area to find a storefront and make it better and be bigger and better and help as many dogs as I possibly can. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, I can understand that too because I actually lost my cat to cancer. It was very sudden. The vet believes that mine had a heart tumor. And it was crazy because he's what I considered my soul cat. So I know what you say when you say you have a soul dog. This was my soul cat. And it was just crazy because he was actually so healthy up until the time I noticed he was breathing funny. And that's what kind of set me off. And I noticed it started with him breathing funny. Even when we first took him in and got his blood work done, his blood work came back perfect. And so it just...
It happened so quick.
Yeah,
it happened
does.
So quick, yeah.
For us, it was 2.5 weeks. When he first got sick, and I'm saying when he first got sick because really at the time he had no problems except he was having a little bit of a strange way of breathing is how I'm going to put it. I noticed it in his stomach. He was doing a belly breathing. So I got him to my vet. My vet said, let's get some blood work done. And when we went and we got the blood work done, and I hate to say this, but I was hoping it was pneumonia or something like that. And when we got the blood work done, his blood work didn't really show anything, but then we got the x-rays and we saw that he had a pleural effusion. So they had to drain the fluid off of his lungs, or it was actually not on his lungs. It was like around his heart. And
I'm so sorry.
yeah, and we had to take that fluid. We had to send that fluid off to see what the results would come back. And unfortunately, when we did get the results back,
Oh,
he
so sorry.
was, it was so fast that he was so bad by the time we got those results back anyway. There wasn't much that we could do.
Yeah.
And it was
And you
just,
don't want your pets to suffer going
yeah,
through all.
yeah.
You don't want that to happen.
It is funny because it was like, he was fine. I noticed the breathing. We got the fluid removed. We got the x-rays, all that kind of stuff. And it was just crazy. It really was the progression of it from going from a
And
completely
it happens so
healthy
quick,
animal.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? Once you hit stage 4 to stage 5, it's not even worth it. There's really nothing you can do. You can make the dog suffer or the cat suffer. And it's going to cost you a lot of money. And it's to a point where it's too late. It's a losing battle when you get to that point. So I'm just urging people. I'm trying to spread the word, trying to get the word out there. Just please feed your animals because it matters. It really does. It will make such a difference in the world. We understand it. We're their whole life. We are their whole life, right? We're there for them from the day they're born to the day they pass away. They're only here for part of our lives. And we got to make the best of that. And I want my dogs to be here as long as they can. I have two other dogs now, and I'm feeding them Pet Wants food and Pet Wants treats, and that's all I feed them. And let me tell you, it made a difference in their coat. It made a difference in their shedding. They don't shed as much because one of them's a husky. And believe me, the hair shedding just went to a minimal amount. Of course, they shed a little bit. He's double coated. But yeah, Pet Wants just taught me so much, and I really appreciated that. And I hope to spread the word. And the store, I'm going to have room and all that stuff. I want to keep on spreading the word. So that's the thing I wanted to share too, because like Darby, after she had that mass removed from her toe, like I still didn't know my dog had cancer yet. I didn't know till 3 months later. By that time, it was way too late. It was way too late. It just broke my heart.
Yeah, and I know with like cats, they hide their illnesses so well, and I'm sure dogs do too. And it's shocking. I'm still in shock over it. Now, I will say my vet did everything she could, and I do appreciate that. But it's just such a shock when that happens to you that fast. It's just so unexpected.
And yeah, it took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that. She was only 8.5. One of the signs you could look for is behavior changes like not eating, becoming like lethargic. That's some of the things that people could look for. That's a warning sign. Please, by all means, get your dogs to the vet. And if you're going to put them through the chemo, fine. But once they get to stage 4 or stage 5, it's probably not worth it. It's probably not. You don't want your dog to suffer going through all that stuff. The hardest thing to do was let my soul dog go. And I was there with it till the end. I went there when they actually did it. And believe me, it crushed me, Dixie. It crushed me bad. But I knew that it was time. She let me know that it was time. And I knew, and all I could do was tell her and hold her and say, Darby, this isn't goodbye. This is just, see you later. You know, I'm going to see you again. Just stuff like that. But that dog was my absolute soul dog. And for it to happen to her, I've had a bunch of other dogs pass away. I've had them throughout my childhood all the way up to, I'm 60 years old now. So I've had dogs all my life. But that dog, I can't explain the connection. There was something with me and that dog. We had a special bond. And to lose her just broke my soul. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have soul dogs too, and soul cats, okay? And I just want to do whatever I can to try and help and let them live a little longer, healthier, happier, alive. That's what this is all about. That's why I'm doing this. It makes me feel good knowing that I'm doing something positive to try and help people out, especially when it's a beautiful day outside. I'm going to make deliveries to people's homes. I'm having a good time. I turn my radio on. I'm dancing in my truck, driving to people's homes. And it's a good time with me. It makes me feel good knowing that I'm doing something positive to try and help people out. And I tell them all the time, you got any questions, anything going on with your dog or your cat, please let me know. If I don't know the answer, I will get the answer. We will find out, you know. I mean, so many people just don't even know. If they lick at their paws, if they're scratching on the ground, if they have rashes on their belly, we need to pay attention to those warning signs.
You said that you took your dog to a holistic vet.
Yeah. Yes.
So what did she do that opened your eyes to all of this?
She's actually the one that discovered it. I brought all my records to her, okay? Because I was just fed up with, I don't want to mention the vet thing, but I was fed up with that vet, okay? They didn't bother to tell me that my dog had cancer until it was too late. How do you go from December you saw it, and in February 5th, she's stage 5. I didn't understand that. So I was a little aggravated. So I got all my vet records for her. Went to Dr. Segura, and I couldn't get Darby to eat. So we put her on raw frozen food. And let me tell you, that's the only way I can get Darby to eat. Dr. Segura spent about an hour with my dog, which I found phenomenal. I thought it was like way cool. What vet's going to do that, right? She's reading all her records. She's spending time with her. She's patting her. She's loving on her. She's like, I wish somebody got my hands on it sooner. And all I could do was just cry. There's no FDA regulations on dog food out there. There really aren't. But everything we sell at Pet Wants is AFCO approved. AFCO is like the FDA for dog and cat food production. But they don't have power like FDA. They can't just come in there and shut you down because you have byproducts in your food. Pet Wants doesn't put it in byproducts, no gluten, no soy, no wheat, no sugars. None of that stuff is in our foods. And let me tell you, it's got a good, wholesome flavor. So somebody didn't believe me a couple weeks ago at an event, and they didn't believe it was natural stuff. I was giving some of those treats to dogs that came up to my tent. I said, you don't believe it's natural? I put it in my mouth and ate it. It's natural stuff. It's not going to hurt you or your dog. I'm not going to go around eating dog biscuits, but I just wanted to prove a point. If it wasn't natural for my dog, I wouldn't give it to my dog, I didn't give it to myself, is the point I was trying to make. So Dr. Segura really was the eye-opening person for me because she really made me understand what I was doing. And I didn't realize that it was partially my fault. And it broke my heart. I still carry this guilt around. And I know it really wasn't my fault because I was naive and didn't know any better, but it still hurts. It still hurts. And I wish I could have done something to save my baby. I just couldn't. I know that I don't want to do this with my dogs I have now. I want them to be happy and I want them to be living a normal life. And I want them to live a long life and spend more time with me because like coming home from a hard day at work or whatever and come home snuggle up with a big old dog. I had 2 big dogs. I love my big dogs. I'm not going to lie. Something about cuddling with a big dog at the end of the day. I just like it. They are my babies though. And so I'm going to do what I got to do to take care of them. And I know a lot of people like me who feel the same way about the cats or the dogs, what have you. I'm here to try and help as many dogs as I can. And for being open 2 months, I've helped 3 dogs already. It makes me warm in my heart. It makes me feel so good to do that. And that's why I got into this business.
How is it that you came to find Pet Wants? Was this a recommendation by your vet?
No, she didn't recommend it to me. I didn't see her in quite a while, actually, but I need to go see her. I want to get blood work constantly on my dogs, like at least once a year, just to make sure everything's okay. But I found out about it actually through another friend of mine. I was looking for franchises because I wanted to work for myself. And honestly, I was thinking of a UPS store or something like that, but there's so many of them. So I'm like, Lisa, why don't you do your passion? I have 2 passions, my music and my pets, okay? I'm not going to make money in music, so I said, well, let's look for something pet-wise. So all of a sudden, I found Pet Wants on, and I heard about it from a friend, and I looked it up, and it looked promising. And I like the fact that everything is fresh. They never mass produce anything. It's not even made until I order it, okay, which is amazing to me. It's not sitting in a distribution center for a year and losing nutrition the whole time. There's shelf life on everything. You can't just let them sit in a distribution center for a year or two and expect them to still be good and nutritious. So we take pride in delivering fresh food to our customers. It's fresh. It's not maybe a couple weeks old when it gets to your dog's bowl. To me, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's the way it should be. And they cook everything slow and low like a roast. So you jam-packing those nutrients in there. There's no byproducts, no soy, no wheat, no gluten. None of that stuff is in there that's harmful to a dog. And so that's what they take pride in, and that's what I'm taking pride in. So I went to my warehouse early today. I got a delivery coming tomorrow for some food that I ordered last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Like I said, they don't make it till I order it. And they're coming tomorrow and bring it. So I went to my warehouse to rotate my product. And I put little stickers on it when it gets here. Because I do not want to give anybody anything old. When I'm selling you food, it's going to be fresh food. When I bring it to you, it's going to be fresh. If I can bring it to you, I would. But so that's with the kibble. And we have freeze-dried products as well, freeze-dried food as well. And then I have a whole line of bones and chews and treats and biscuits and those kind of things. I even have some supplements for dogs to help them calm down. We make some small products like a healing salve and a paw wax. We actually make those. It's all made with natural ingredients. You know, there's nothing made that's harmful to the animal. If I'm a sinner eating a biscuit in front of somebody and I believe in what I'm selling, and I really do believe in this company and their products, it's pretty amazing what they're doing. When I first started talking to them last April, I started talking to the development director, and I was thinking about it, right? She told me they had 159 stores. They're almost at 170 now, and that was less than a year ago. So they're growing by leaps and bounds.
And how long have you been feeding this food?
Like I said, I just started, when I found out about Pet Wants, when I started feeding my dogs that. Before, I was feeding them good foods, okay? But they're a little bit more expensive and they require subscriptions, okay? I got enough subscriptions going on. I really didn't want to get into all that stuff. You should want to give them a quality product for what they're paying. And those subscriptions get a little bit out of hand. But I'm not knocking those products off. They really are good foods. I read the ingredients on them and they are good foods. But that's getting locked up in a subscription. You don't have to do that with Pet Wants. You don't have to. And I'm always getting special. Like right now, I got 5% off on my website till Saturday at the end of the day. Saturday midnight, I have 5% off everything on my entire site. I'm always putting something on special because I believe in doing it. I'm just trying to get it out there, get the word out there, and get people to try the product. Believe me, everybody's tried it. I've heard nothing but good stuff. Nothing but good stuff. Nobody's ever said anything bad about the product. I even check on them like a week later. Hey man, how's Fido liking the salmon? And not all dogs might like the salmon, but I got other products that can sell, like I can sell the lamb, or we have some grain-free foods. Now that doesn't mean that the other products have grain. All it means is that it's lower on the glycemic index. There's different ways of doing the food without making it dangerous. But it costs more because that's what the grain-free foods cost a little bit more. But they're not putting byproducts in there to make it, to fill it. They're not putting fillers. So that's what matters. That would be the best thing for an overweight dog, too.
Have you talked to your vet about this particular food since you've been using it, or have you gotten any feedback from any of your customers who use it? What their vets have?
Yeah, the customers are loving it. I told my vet about it, and she loved it. And I haven't seen the grower yet, but I have 2 vets I go to. The other one's Dr. Killing over at Healthy Paws. She's a great vet as well. And I'm over there too. I got an appointment with Dr. Killing 2 weeks ago. I brought both of them in. Kobe, I couldn't get his ear infection cleaned up. Those dogs have like different ears from us. You really could keep their ears clean. And unfortunately, he's got a big crop job, so I have to keep his ears really clean. So when I went to go see Dr. Kelly, I told her about it. And she was all about it. She was all for it. I told her, I said, look, this is what's in the food. She said, this is like really good stuff. I said, it is. But it also sells her own food at a veterinary shop. And I'm not going to try and advertise it. Her selling her own product. And Dr. Segura does also. She's got a store in the front. Just got a lot of healthy stuff. But I just asked for their approval. And everybody that I've talked to, whether it's a customer, and I've talked to them a week or 2 later and say, hey, man, how's so-and-so liking the product? They love it. They love it. Every dog has loved it. Okay. Not every dog loves the salmon, because some dogs don't like fishy stuff. But every dog's loved the product, period. So if they don't like the salmon, I put them on the lamb. And guess what? They love the lamb. So, all right, problem solved. And that's what, you got to work with people. You got to communicate. You got to talk to them to find out exactly what's going on with the dog. If you don't put your heart into it, you got to do that, because you got to find out if it's actually working. And that's what I do. I've learned so much in the last couple of years about pet nutrition that I just want to help as much as I can. And I'm not here for the money. It's to help people. That's what it's for. Believe me, I've only been in business 2 months, so I'm not killing it yet. But yeah, I'd like to get to the point where I'm actually making some money, but it's okay. I'm just loving what I'm doing. It makes me feel good and warm inside. It's a beautiful feeling. Now we're seeing these things and we're taking the responsibility to help stay out of that, because they don't know any better. They're dogs, but we got to teach them. And that's why I'm trying to keep an eye on her and stay on top of her, because I do not want her to only live 8.5 years. So when I adopted Darby picked me at the rescue. It was a West Pink SPCA. And she came on out, she just dumped in my lap, and I just fell in love with her. And she picked me, and I said, oh, this is my dog right here. So I brought her home and everything, and that's really made her a little bond. But let me tell you something. She was only 1.5 years old then. And she only stayed with me 7 years. And I'm like, oh my God, she was the only part of my life for 7 years. That's so difficult to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow. But I know that I gave her a good life when she was here, and I know I gave her tons of love. But I just still carry that guilt inside of me. I'm just trying to help people care. I care. I'm going to help every dog I possibly can. Every dog, every cat. I keep saying dog, but cats too. I love cats too, but I just don't have them because I got dogs. And I don't know how good Kobe would do with cat. He's a little on the frisky side. And they need our love. They need our attention. They need our guidance for sure. They're like kids. You got to guide them in the right direction.
Yeah, I definitely, like I said, know where you're coming from, because I just dealt with that myself. And I almost feel guilty in a way that, like, I should have noticed something sooner. Even though
you didn't know.
Yeah,
you didn't know.
yeah, and honestly, like, I don't think I really could have caught it any sooner. It's just these little telltale things. It's just one of those things where you think something is off with your pet. Don't hesitate and go get it checked out, even if it's something stupid.
Right. Yeah, you need. And there are vets out there that are pretty reasonable. Not every vet's going to charge you normally just for visit. That's the killer. He charges $65 for a visit. That's a beautiful thing. That's cheap. $65 for a visit. Come on, man. You can't beat that. But staying on top of their health is part of our job, too. If I can help tell people what to do, if I can help them, show them, teach them, whatever, if I can do that, then there'll be a lot more dogs out here for a lot longer time. And the other day, I found a dog almost got hit by a car right here on River Road. So I stopped to pull over. As soon as I opened my door, he jumped in my truck. Oh, my gosh. So I was like, okay, we got to try and find this guy's owner. I could tell he wasn't malnourished. I could tell somebody had him. Wasn't neutered either. And I was like, oh, man. So they probably breed this dog because he's a Staffy. He looks like the Staffy, too. He's a blue Staffy on top of that. I just don't want dogs to end up getting in trouble. I don't want them. There's so many dogs that need to be rescued. That's one thing, right? So I got on Facebook and went on all these different sites to try and find out who this dog belonged to. The answer. So I went to the vet. Dr. Kelly said, can you tell me if this dog chipped? Of course he wasn't. So on the way back to my house, I went back through the neighborhood and I saw some neighbors outside and right where he was and where I actually picked him up at. And one neighbor said, oh, I know exactly where the dog lives. I know the dog very well. So she took me over there and we went and brought the dog back to his house, which is a good thing. That dog was lucky. He was close to being by an 18-wheeler, not just a truck. He an 18-wheeler. And he wasn't but maybe a 15, 20-pound dog. He was still a puppy. I'm like, my goodness. Yeah, I felt compelled to do something to help. Yeah, that's just me. That's my animal loving heart.
Before we end the call, what role do you hope Pet Wants Metairie plays in the local pet community?
I hope we're educators. I hope that we are not just educators, but maybe motivators to help people to understand pet nutrition because nobody else is going to tell you. Nobody else is going to tell you. Then Walmart's and they're selling the food. I'm sure they don't know. They don't sell rawhide and stuff like that. Those things can flip the dog's stomach and make them sick. So it's just, I want to be an educator and a motivator and just an assistant, if you will, to help people, to help the dogs live healthier, happier, longer lives. That's my motto.
Good luck on your new endeavor.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. This is how we spread the word. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks again to our guest, Lisa from Pet Wants Metairie. I just want to mention, too, if something feels off with your pet, always start with a vet visit. Your fur baby's health comes first. And just a quick note, everything shared here reflects our guests' personal experiences and opinions and are not a substitute for professional veterinary care.
I want to thank everybody for listening and supporting us. If you want to take that an extra step, consider becoming a member. We just added this to our website, animalposse.com. Scroll down, look for the support tab. Our membership program is going to help us directly support animals in need, whether that be through vaccinations, food, or spay-neuter efforts.
Bars in the night, claws in the fight, whiskers twitch and tails take flight. They're calling in stories to spin from the wild to the heart within. Broken wings and hopeful springs, we're the voices for these things. Animal Posse. stand together, big and small. Rescue tales, we've got it all. Animal Posse, saving them all. Every collar tells a tale, every howl a whispered wail. We rise up, we never fail. This is the bond, the holy grail.